Hi everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT. Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you guys a tip to make sure your players don't get poached from the bigger clubs in Football Manager. It's one of the most annoying parts of FM21, but hopefully if you use this tip, this method that I show you in today's video, it will really help you guys out. I'm going to say 99% of you people won't know this tip. As a little disclaimer, I have mentioned it in a previous video, but very briefly. I only spent around 30 seconds to a minute explaining it, and I got a lot of comments of people asking to explain it more, show how it works. So I'm going to do that today, just to let you guys know as well. It might be considered a little bit of an exploit, the word that's always used in Football Manager community. And whilst I wouldn't use this in my own saves, I think it is still very handy in knowing, and if a game allows you to do it without much tampering, then you know it's there. It's up to you guys if you want to decide to do it. I'm just showing it to you guys. And you might also notice that I'm in the bottom left today because, well, for the purpose of the video, I need to click the negotiate offer button in the bottom right and all that stuff. So we're on the left. Get used to it. But anyway, before we start today's video, I'd just like to ask you guys if you could like the video. It would really mean a lot. If this tip is useful to you, or you just want to be a very nice person, it really helps in pushing these videos out to more people and showing this method to as many people as possible. Don't forget to drop a comment if you knew this tip. If you didn't, as I say, 99% of you I reckon don't know it. So if you do, comment down below that you're in the 1%, or comment if you're in the 99% too. At least that'll make it look like I'm a man of my word. And finally, on top of that, if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button. We're getting so close to 120,000 subscribers here on the FMSCOUT channel. We actually checked the analytics recently, and 70% of the views that we've had in FM21 have came from non-subscribed people. So if you could subscribe, that would be awesome, and ring the notification bell so don't miss out on any great tips like this. So this method I think is so useful. It's going to be a very quick video, so let's talk about what's going on with this method. Well, what we're trying to stop here is what happens so often in Football Manager, and I will disclaim it now by saying that this won't ever stop your players leaving, because if you break a promise to a player, if you do something else to make him unhappy, strip him of a captaincy, let's say, he's still going to get annoyed, he's going to be unhappy, and then you're dealing with an unhappy player who's maybe wants to leave the club in that way. This isn't going to stop that, but what this will stop is the 75% of the time, the way that you lose a player unwillingly is when a bigger club comes in, offers some money, and the player goes, you know what, I want to leave, I want to join this club, it's a bigger club. Even sometimes, I have a friend, Rober, who plays Football Manager. He really helps out with the FMSCOUT channel, so shout out to Rober. But he's had a situation, and this will happen in so many of your saves as well, I can imagine. He's won the Champions League twice with Rosenborg, back-to-back. However, when his players get an offer from a bigger team, a supposedly bigger team, even if they haven't been performing well, they want to leave and they want to lean to join this so-called bigger team. And I think it's a massive problem in Football Manager. Happened to so many people I know. And sometimes it's deserved, like if you were playing for League 2 Mansfield, as you can see here, the 4th division of English football, and PSG came in for you, of course you'd want to leave. We're going to show you how to avoid that, but also avoid them circumstances where Football Manager seems to just be really grinding your gears and losing your best players, even though your club is, in your head at least, and in most people in the game's head, a better club, but the game doesn't recognise that. So, with that being said, as I did mention, we are here with Mansfield in League 2, the 4th division in English football, and if we had an amazing player here, he'd want to leave, right? Well, I've done that. In the editor, Ryan Sweeney, if you're watching, I don't know if you are, you're not going to be, but I've made you incredibly good here. He's got 20 for all of the key attributes for a defender. He's the best defender in the world. He's got 200 current ability, 200 potential ability, and if I advance a few days, I guarantee you we're going to get some interest in this guy and we'll get a bid. So let's quickly forward a few days and wait for that bid to come in so I can show you how this technique will work. Okay, here we go. It took about 20 days and we didn't actually get a bid despite all the interest. Obviously clubs are going to wait for deadline day and I could not be bothered to simulate anymore and wait for that bid. So instead I put in a manager at Chelsea and he is going to make a bid for this player. And well, I'll show you what I've done. Firstly, Ryan Sweeney is an amazing player, and with a 200 current ability player, it doesn't get any more extreme than this case, so I do not see any circumstance in your save where you have a more extreme case of a player wanting to leave for a bigger club. Not only is he at Mansfield, he's the best player in the world and Chelsea want him, I've gone ahead and I've adjusted a few things, so let me show you. Firstly, I've given him 1 loyalty, so he's not going to want to stay at Mansfield, and 20 ambition, so he's going to want to play for the best clubs in the world. On top of that, if we go to his personal details and go to his favourite people, favourite club should I say, favourite club, that was it, he wants to join Chelsea. His level of support for Chelsea is 100, it's his most favourite club, he's going to want to join there. Not only that, he hates Mansfield and he hates me as a manager. As I say, this is the most extreme circumstance you're ever going to get, so if this method works here, it's going to work for pretty much everyone in this circumstance. Like I say, it's not going to avoid every situation where a player wants to leave, but it will avoid the situation where a team, such as Chelsea in this case, bid a bit of money, and of course, as you can see here, Ryan Sweeney is incredibly interested in speaking to Chelsea and would need a lot of convincing to remain at the club. if you ever see this and you reject an offer, you know that player is going to come to you, he's going to be unhappy, he's going to wind you up. So let me just show you that here. So if I reject this 2.5 million offer from Chelsea, advances Chelsea 2, because of course we are Chelsea manager. Our bid's been rejected, we cancel the offer, we've been priced out of a move or whatever it may be. Sweeney is going to ask to discuss his future. We discuss the issue with Sweeney. Look, the decision has now been made, I'm not really into it, and you see, he's just going to get annoyed. It doesn't matter what I said there, no matter what I did, he's going to get annoyed. Even if you named a price, he's going to get annoyed and Chelsea are going to come in with it. How can you avoid that completely? Well, most of you are probably thinking, oh well, you know, you just go, and by the way, I'm just loading up just before the bid so I can show you again. Most of you think, well, could you price him out of a move? So if we go down to the offer, we negotiate, we ask for £300 million. This time we've priced Chelsea out of making this bid. Does that mean that Ryan Sweeney is now going to be not unhappy? No. You'll see right now, if we were Chelsea in this case, we see the £300 million negotiation, we're going to say no. Apparently they've signed a goalkeeper, we'll just do that. But yeah, here we go. Let's advance a few hours. Ryan Sweeney realises a bid has been withdrawn because we've asked for too much. He's keen to discuss his future as he believes that we have priced him out of a move to Chelsea. There's another circumstance where again we've tried to do something, Ryan Sweeney doesn't like it, he wants to leave the club. Big issue, same conversation, no matter what we do, he's going to be annoyed. Well, let me show you how you can avoid all of that. So let me quickly load up just before the bid, and whilst we do that, I'll just say to you guys, if you want to check out my channel linked in the description, that will mean a hell of a lot. We're currently running a Lazio save, which is 3 or 4 episodes in. A lot of you guys have came over and said you're really enjoying it. The aim is to try and win the Champions League with Lazio as quick as possible, and any support would be greatly appreciated. Even if you want to just come over and hit the subscribe button, we're getting so close to 3,000 subscribers now, we need around 140, 150 more, and then we'd be there. That'd be a great milestone for me to reach by the end of FM21, so if you could help out with that, that would be amazing. But here we go, the reason you're all here in the video, we've tried rejecting the offer, we've tried pricing him out of a move. Well, this is so simple yet so effective. Instead of doing any of that, you're just going to go over to loan offer and you're going to ask for, on top of your playing wage percentage, you're going to ask for a crazy monthly fee. I've seen it more than £5 million, I'm sure. Maybe that is the limit, but maybe it's because we're Mansfield. I don't know, but we've set it to the maximum playing monthly fee. In near enough every circumstance, no club is going to justify being able to spend, what, £5 million per month, so 12 months, that's £60 million per season. I actually just had to cut the video there to make sure my maths was correct, but it was. But yeah, £60 million for one season at a club and not even to own the player. Most clubs are going to barf at that. And as I did mention, I think it can usually be higher than this. I think it's just because we're Mansfield. Can we actually type in a value higher than £5 million? Let's just quickly have a look. I don't know if you can. We can actually. No, we can't. Okay, 5 million is the maximum. I thought I got a bit happy then, but yeah, in this circumstance, this is all you're going to do. Go to loan, ask for the maximum paying monthly fee. I'm paying unused monthly fee as possible. We'll negotiate the offer, same as before. The offer goes back to Chelsea, just like we did when we tried to price it out of the move. Chelsea are going to see it. As a Chelsea manager, we'll see this and go, oh no, that's insane. Of course we're not going to pay that much money. Reject. Exactly the same as we did when we asked for the big transfer sum. However, you'll now notice when we advance an hour, Chelsea withdraw the bid, Ryan Sweeney, none the wiser. And I'll tell you why. The game does not recognise the fact that a bid has came in the way that if they offered money and you rejected it, the game of course recognises that there's been a bid there and you've either outpriced it or just outright rejected it. However, with this loan bid, Chelsea, at least in the game's eyes, never even go through and make that offer. So Ryan Sweeney doesn't even know that Chelsea have made a bid. Yes, you will see here that he wants to join Chelsea as they would offer a more important place in the squad. But this is before he even knows Chelsea have bid. This is just the fact that he might want to join them. But now you can avoid the fact of Chelsea ever bidding, which will stop it ever becoming a real problem. Now don't get me wrong, a minor issue on a player is not helpful. It's not helpful at all. But if this can stop you getting in a situation, one, either way you lose the player because he's got so angry, or two, you have to deal with an angry player that you've rejected a bid for a whole season and it becomes a major issue where it says asking to leave as opposed to concerned on your dynamic screen. It's a massive difference, trust me, not only in the way that they play, but in how your save might go from that point. So in this situation, which, like I say, I reckon it is 75% of the time, the reason that you will lose a player unwillingly is because a club bigger than you has put in a bid that the player, sees the bid and wants to join them. But if that club never puts the bid in, you've got no issue. Now, I haven't actually tested this yet, but I'm going to have one more look at something that, you might discover it at the same time we're about to discover it here. You know when you speak to a player and you say, okay, you can leave if they ask for £10 million. So let me just do that with Ryan Sweeney here. So if we just go and reject the Ryan Sweeney offer, advance a day or so with Chelsea, blah, 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 blah. Chelsea cancelled the offer. Then we go to Ryan Sweeney. He wants to discuss future. If you went into a situation differently to last time, so instead of completely outright avoiding the offer ever coming in, they have made the offer, and we're going to say promise. If they offer £5 million, we'll take it. He says that's too high. We'll go for 2.5. Right. So in this case, he's waiting for Chelsea to make a £2.5 million bid. If this works here as well, this is a genuinely unbelievable, insane method of doing things. So we've advanced. We're going to go and apparently sign that goalkeeper again for Chelsea. But as a Chelsea manager, we'll go and search up Ryan Sweeney, the world's best centre-back, the world's best player, should I say. Now we're going to go ahead and make that £2.5 million offer that Ryan Sweeney is waiting out for. Of course, if we rejected this after making a promise to him, it's going to be the worst case, absolutely worst case. Not only have you rejected an offer and made him unhappy, you've broken a promise. Worst situation you can be in Football Manager. And what are we going to do? As opposed to rejecting it, as opposed to pricing it even higher, I'm going to, and I haven't tried this, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But £2.5 million, no, we're going to say loan offer, 5 million. So remember, that offer for 2.5 million that he's waiting for has came in. But he's not going to know that if this works right. So here we go. We advance. The offer comes in. We're saying, no, we're not going. I don't want to meet the players, guys. I'm not really Chelsea manager. Hold on. Got to skip through all of this very, very quickly. Blah, 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 blah. I'm probably getting sacked at Chelsea with everything I've just said, but there we go. This is the longest meeting I've ever had. I'm very sorry. I'm just trying to get through it. Probably cut the rest of this out. Why is this going on so long? God knows. Right. Okay. We advance. We advance to Mansfield. Chelsea withdraw the bid. Ryan Sweeney is none the wiser. Exactly what I said has worked. Not only can you avoid this situation where a club bids and the player is then going to want to leave, we've actually made a promise to him here that he is waiting on a £2.5 million offer. And despite the fact that a £2.5 million offer actually came in, he doesn't know that it has. And you can see that here. He is pleased at the fact that £2.5 million has been asked for. He's waiting for that, but it's not going to come in. So there's two ways you can use it. The first way is, of course, more effective, where you can just avoid this situation completely. But if you want to play Football Manager a bit more realistically and actually make these promises to players, and then maybe one comes through where you go, you know what, I don't want to sell him for that much money. Maybe throw in this cheeky technique. I'm not going to use it myself, but maybe you guys will want to, and that's my job here, just to show it to you guys and see what you think. And if Football Manager patch it, then I've been a saint and I've fixed an issue in the game that would have caused a game-breaking thing. So there you go. That is the end of today's video. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Let me know if you're going to use this tip. Let me know if you've been using this tip. I imagine most of you have not used this tip, and I think it is genuinely the best method for avoiding your players wanting to move to a bigger club. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.